Make your motion again, please, sir,
My motion was to pass the special use permit with the conditions.
with the new condition.
The new condition added value.
All right.
Did you get those?
Motion's made and second
second it.
that we approve with the new conditions. Is there any more discussion? All right, let's vote. 6 yes, so approved. Ms. Cobb, you have an introduction to a special use permit for bed and breakfast.
I'm Ken Hanuman, and I came today for the special use permit for the man camp, the temporary RV sites, because the people in Union Hill deserve better treatment, and the Board of Supervisors is our elected officials that should be hearing us and what the community wants instead of just blindly approving everything for the Atlantic Coast Pipeline. They didn't address the violations. The permit was not followed as it was applied for, and I believe there was some conflict of interest in the vote since Danny Allen is a lifetime Dominion employee and he's the chairman and voted in favor of this. And I believe Don Matthews is receiving money from the ACP for a right-of-way across his property. I am very disgusted, and it continues. I think we need to possibly look into this further as a legal issue.
Well, I'm terribly disappointed that our Board of Supervisors went ahead and passed the special use permit without even considering a lot of the things that were said. People weren't even aware of this special use hearing. Sign was obscured. There were so many reasons why not to do this. Not looking into cumulative effects of all the infrastructure, including the campground, the compressor station, what this is going to do to our water and our air. No concerns for, well, there was some concerns for security that was brought up by one of the supervisors, but it just seemed as though they'd had their minds made up. I mean, to pass it that quickly. And, you know, a lot of miscommunication, I think, about things that were said by folks. I certainly didn't mean to infer that the applicants were crazy, but I think it's crazy to think that afterwards it's going to be used for house sites. Nobody's going to want to buy them. I'm terribly disappointed that this is happening. This has happened the way it has.
Hello. I just spoke at the Board of Supervisors meeting at Buckingham where they approved a zoning variance for a man camp. Man camps have proven to be disastrous to the communities where they are located along extractive industry infrastructure. And now we can look forward to this in our community of Buckingham. This is a disgrace and an outrage.
A very interesting evening here at the Buckingham Administrative Building, and Mr. White and his consortium requested a special use permit for a migrant workers camp adjacent to the proposed compressor station here in Buckingham County. And I'm not surprised the way it went. I was expecting it. I think most of us were expecting the Board of Supervisors to approve the permit, and all of the supervisors agreed. There was one supervisor who was not present, but the others all agreed. And it appears that Mr. White, who is requesting the special use permit, that he did meet all of the requirements for the criteria, and we sort of expected that there were going to be some special requirements added to it, but the county has anything related to the pipeline, anything that's related to this compressor station, the county is really not, from my understanding, from what I've witnessed these last 4 years, they're not in a position to ever say no for anything. as related to this particular situation. And I do understand that a request was made for a migrant camp in the town of Dillwyn, but the number of people in Dillwyn, I think that did have some sway to make them say no. And you know, we're in a sparsely populated situation out there, and so, you know, the county showed both sides. Is where they were going to get all the pressure from, and there are a few more people. I think there are like 600 people in Dillwyn. Am I correct? Something like that. But the numbers were against us. But everything went the way we expected it.